someone who's listened to all our podcasts. And due to the arrival of a daughter, alas, being a true retro runner is a task I feel may be forever be beyond me. I write using this modern method of communication, the email. Can a beer be 2-session? So, for those of you who don't know, Ellis and I, for a long time, have been championing the use of ale and beer and lager at or below 4.5%, the true level of session beer.
All right.
So that you can have more drinks with your friends without getting silly drunk.
I've 2 opinions on this.
I'll just finish the... Okay. I have visited a local off-licence and they have a beer at 2.4%, which I'm guessing is Skol. This made me think, is there an alcohol content that prevents a beer truly being a beer? It denotes, or to a soft drink status. Thanks, Dr. James Kinsella. Ellis, give me your thoughts and feelings.
Well, there is a chain of pubs in London John and I often go to, and they do a beer that's 2.8%.
I think it's 2.6.
2.6. And I mean, it's amazing how undrunk you feel after 3 or 4 pints.
It's delicious, and also it's cheaper because you don't pay any VAT.
Yeah.
Any duty, sorry.
It's like 90s prices.
Yeah.
And I think that is the very limit. Because if something was 1%, I cannot imagine buying a 1%.
It's a fascinating question because it's a boom industry. Non-alcohol beer is a boom industry. It's the fastest growing drink in the country. So there's a big difference between 0.0% beer and 0.5% beer, because if you remove the alcohol entirely, it tastes slightly different. That said, I've got some 0.0% belters that are really good. But, fun fact, I was looking into this very question, because I was trying to work out, there must be a point at which a beer hydrates more than it dehydrates. And I went on beer forums, and I found out that the point at which a beer hydrates more than it would dehydrate you, so essentially...
I mean, this sounds like you've been heckled by your station. Telling you to wind it up.
It's about, Dr. James Kinsella, the very 2.4% that you have emailed in. So in theory, obviously you're still getting drunk, so don't combine this with any sort of activity you can't do drinking. Your hangover would be much lessened because essentially they're sort of equaling each other out.
You're listening to Ellis James and John Robbins on BBC Radio 5 Live.
There you go, folks. That was the show. What a lot of fun it was. Really enjoyed having you with us today, wherever you were and however you listened. Just to pick up on the email there at the end about can beer be 2-session. My current favourite beer is a 3%er. And it's just, when you're cooking, you want to feel the sweet embrace of the can, and yet you need a bit of sort of something left in the evening. It's just perfect. 3%, I'm increasingly thinking is the perfect strength of beer.
With that, it's one of the reasons I drink in the house less than I used to, is that I have stuff to do, and drinking in the house makes me tired. But weak beer doesn't make me tired. So it allows you to have the sweet embrace of the can. God, we sound pathetic. But you still take out the recycling at midnight.
Yes, but it's also important to say that even a 0.0% beer is still a beer, and they're very drinkable. Because, for example, they're very important for people who are either off booze for a while, have given up booze completely, can't have alcohol. And you wouldn't want to sort of get into it's got to be strong to be cool kind of vibe.
Oh yeah, well I went through a phase of not drinking at all, and I used to drink complete non-alcoholic beer, and it was great because you still got the taste, but you know I didn't take my trousers down and chuck them in the sink. Anyway, thank you for downloading the show. As we said at the start, we're off for the next 3 weeks, but there will still be podcasts. See you very soon.
Ellis James and John Robbins.
Hi, I'm Mark Chapman, and right now on BBC Sounds, you can hear the Football Daily podcast.
The best analysis, big name guests, and all the latest news from the FIFA Women's World Cup. I can't wait to lead the girls out, and I really believe that we've got a big chance of doing something special over there. Every header, every touch, every kick is being seen.
Listen now on BBC Sounds.
BBC Sounds, music, radio, podcast. BBC Sounds, music, radio, podcast.
BBC 5 Live.
Ellis James and John Robbins.
Hello everyone, welcome to a very strange special edition of fabulous James and John Robbins show on 5 Live. Not on 5 Live today. What sport's happening in the minute, would you today?
Well, it's Wimbledon. The reason we're losing out on 5 Live is that they have coverage.
However, our commitment to content is so unbreakable. We're recording a podcast for your enjoyment. Anyway, we don't have to.
And to the man who tweeted me to say, if you make it to 10 shows, I will give a score to the charity of your choice. We haven't lost our jobs. Tennis will always take precedence.
Tennis never sleeps.
No.
And content never rests. So when those two combine, you allow people to play tennis, but you keep providing content. So all of these 3 special extra podcasts are filmed on location. Today we are in Ellis's house, and I have to say, on the way here, I got so angry at having to drive to South London, because I used to live in South London, and the drive was like flashbacks of horror show drives.
But to gigs and stuff?
Yeah.
Right. Not in my house.
Well, the thing was, that anger then morphed into anger.
Now she looks pretty,
so
but
I got
not
to
in a girly way.
When you walked in.
Yeah, so I got to like Vauxhall Bridge, and I realised I couldn't be angry at you for living in your house.
No.
But I was sort of honestly,
You couldn't stop yourself because
I had to spend the last 35 minutes, where I went 4 miles, talking myself down because I realised it's unfair for me to come into your house. Literally, the first thing I was going to say was, "What the hell do you live in, you idiot?" But so now I'm controlled and calm.
Okay, because you've been here about half an hour and you've been quite quiet. And
So
I thought I'd said something over the last week or so.
No. It's just your life choices that have annoyed me.
Okay.
So the drive, when you get to Hammersmith, so I'm coming in from the west. When you get to Hammersmith, it's about 8 miles, but the sat-nav says an hour and 10 minutes. And you say, it can't be possible. And I know this drive, I've done this drive 200 times living in Lewisham, and every time it takes an hour and 10 minutes to drive 8 miles. And so my question to you is, surely,
Take your time. I've got
every time you drive away from this house,
That is hot. If I do say so myself.
it must annoy you that you then have, before you've even really set off on your motorway journey, it's an hour.
Yeah.
And you were talking about this last week with the nightmare driving back. Also, I was getting this because it annoyed me. When your parents come to visit,
Yeah. Very.
it must be incredibly inconvenient for them.
Hugely.
So, why do you live here?
I drive less than you.
Yes, correct.
I really like the area.
Uh-huh.
A lot of friends live in the area. Our friends.
You
a lot
got
of
some
crime.
sweet wheels.
For Wales, so for when I go there and for my mum and dad, I should really live in West London.
Yes.
I don't particularly like West London, if I'm honest.
If you lived in Ealing,
Yeah, of course. Or Acton or Chiswick.
every trip you make you enjoy.
Well, it would take an hour off.
Yes.
The thing is, when I was coming back from gigs, if I got to the end of the M4, sort of the Ealing Hammersmith area by midnight, it takes 40 minutes to get back to my house. Friday afternoon, 2.5 hours. So I just you live in a different way and you change your lifestyle to match. I could cope with living in Hampshire because
you're only 20 minutes from the M1, M25, M4, and M40.
yeah, but I don't drive very much. And also,
It just isn't knowing the trips that you see. Finish. 4 motorways in 20
well, I'm glad to never drive on a motorway ever again. All-wheel driving is the absolute pits. It's the worst.
It would be good at amateur because it's fun.
True. However, it's not really. It's enough to every day. It's easy. Yeah, it takes way longer than it takes me to get. I can cycle it.
Let's take cycling out of the great job. I can get to London quickly with public transport, and I live 25 miles further out. Mind blowing.
The train from my new station is on 24 minutes to Victoria. So how long does it take? You've got to walk 2 minutes to get to the station.
Think about life and then think about woods.
It's
Get an umbrella and drive to the station.
God.
Anyway, when are you moving us?
Okay, I'll move this into the draft. This is the only thing that... Your welfare is my only concern. If you will move it,
Also, with me leaving kids to have a garden.
Yes, yeah.
That's going to play on the old mind.
It does play on the old mind.
Alex Horn's just astroturfed his back garden so the kids can have a football pitch.
Now that is cool. That is cool.
Do you want to see a photo of it?
Yeah. Alice, I think you've got a beautiful home. Well, thank you, Dave.
Lot of rooms, but they're all very small.
You actually are.
Which isn't a bad thing, actually, because it's like you've got a 1,000-room house. You know, just big enough for one person.
I mean, that's what you said. The first thing you said as soon as you walked in was, "Oh, nice house." I thought, thank you, Dave. John walked in at the grim reaper, completely quiet.
Look at that.
Oh yeah,
That's good. Not good for the environment or nature. No, it is good. Well, no, okay. It is not good for the environment. It is good for nature because it does drain. So it's not taking up drainage, but it's also only about half of their garden. So beyond that, they've got more garden.
Okay. To have a garden that size in London, you would need to be, and I'm not exaggerating, for anyone who doesn't live in London, if I can do this is a comedic effect, you need to be a multi-millionaire.
It needs to be a member of the royal family. Yeah, and it would need to be paid for by the
other people's taxes. I think what we can agree on is you two lead different lifestyles in different ways. I think we need to appreciate that someone lives one way, someone cycles, someone likes graveyards. And I think once you understand that, it's fine.
I suppose to set the scene, we're in one of Ellis's 8 downstairs rooms. What is this, the parlour?
This is the dining room.
Is it really?
It's the dining room /
Hello, Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help you?
Now my daughter uses it for painting and drawing.
And also,
So your specialty vehicle is available for collection right now. We hope you're very happy, madam.
No.
Are they not? I thought these were the pleasant look, I think so Ellis has got a big sort of loads of moist wipes.
I think
are these flushable? Well, they're recommended by the Expert Association.
I think that those wipes. I think it's very.
They're not flushable.
Sorry.
Do you flush them?
No, of course I do.
Yes, you do.
No, I absolutely don't.
Do you not?
Because I went to the news quiz with Bob Mills and went on probably an 8-minute rant about fat burgers.
So these
then it's really changed my opinion.
These water wipes, I think that is misleading. Because you think water wipes, I'm thinking wipes that can go in water. This is the 99.9% water. That can't be true. It means all 3 fingers.
I think it means what it's made out of. But
it's not. It's made out of cloth, some sort of cloth.
But everything aside from the cloth, I think is 99.799.
But that's misleading. I'm not thinking anything like that.
They're not fragrance.
So, also, in Ellis's dining room, there's 3 big bookshelves.
I like to do.
Yeah, there's about 10,000 unsold copies of our book, The Holy Bible, which I'm assuming Ellis had sent to Amazon should demand increase. But then there's 2 recessed bookshelves. And this is fascinating. I didn't expect this. So they are ordered by spine colour.
Yeah.
Now, it's a great idea because it does look cool. The reds, the whites.
The oranges is my favourite.
But the problem is, Ellis, and don't think I haven't considered ordering my books by spine colour. When you get to the multicoloured spines, suddenly the whole system collapses. Because you've got a rainbow with an extra layer of just miscellaneous.
You also have to remember the colour of the spine of every book you've ever purchased.
Yes.
Which I think I can do.
But it's sort of... And then as soon as you get like a pile of, for example, 20 copies of our unsold book, The Holy Bible, as soon as something isn't perfectly past the system, it sort of falls down. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree.
So you, for example, in your black shelf, you've got one brown book. And I would stare at that and it would annoy me.
Right. Okay.
Oh, that's my copy of, is this the real life?
Yes, it is.
And it's only half read.
Yeah, good. Okay. Let me explain.
I've also got a copy of Emerald's book, Monsters. Have you read it?
No, but it's easy to find.
Great.
Let me explain. This was done for us by our friend Amy, who's one of those people who cannot cope with disorder.
But hang on, one of those people who comes to your house and unasked for arranges your books in spine colour order?
No, she was here for 3 days because we're not copying. She's stayed with us twice for 3 days and has changed our lives. One of the things she did was arrange books by spine colour,
But my
It was done a year ago, and I must admit I haven't maintained the system.
It's constant uptake. It's like having a big garden.
Yes, but the other big problem, obviously, is A to Z makes more sense, but it looks terrible. Because they're going to be different sizes, they're going to be different colours, etc. But if you wanted to find something quickly, A to Z would be the obvious way to do it.
Because I would say if you're a fan of order, it's 99% order and 1% chaos.
Yeah.
So I would say it's probably more relaxing to have 100% chaos. Thoughts?
Having lived in 100% chaos, I would say no.
Okay, fair enough.
This calms me to an extent, although I wouldn't do it myself. But Amy, if you're listening, thanks. Please come back.
So, what's the structure going to be of this podcast, Dave?
Well, there isn't a strong structure to this podcast. However, we do have, after me putting something up on the PCD Facebook group last night, some wonderful questions that need to be answered in a podcast Q&A.
What I love is that you didn't put that up until quite late in the evening, because you simply had to watch the cartooners on the red button.
I was. And Liam was wearing a fantastic jacket.
He was, which is apparently phrase from cartooners, which apparently was a one-off, made especially for the gig.
Yes, I think his sister made it. It had tassels on.
Really?
I wouldn't wear the tassels, but the jacket, was really nice without the tassels.
Well, the tassels made it look like it was a pop-up tent and a coat at the same time.
Yeah.
Ellis.
Yes.
As a childless man,
Yeah.
a few questions about some of the items.
Yeah.
So on the table here is a child's torch with Yulri and the Minimum Memes.
Right, okay.
It's sort of themed to some kind of horse. Why does a child need a child's torch?
Because kids, they like weird stuff, and you could spend a lot of money on a present you think they can absolutely love, and actually it's the torch that's £3 is the thing they like the most.
So for this, so it's not like you're sort of teaching how to change a fuse box.
No, but when we went camping, the fact that she had her own torch was very big, because when you're 4, you want your own stuff, you want to prove that you can be grown up.
Has she got her own tape measure and spirit level?
She is using my tape measure. I mean, she would use a power drill if I let her, because it shows that she's grown up. So, I've got her to clean up the boots, because I've said this is what grown-ups do. And she'll go, oh great, and then she'll approach the task with great gusto.
Okay, so what's the first question?
Right.
Dave.
We got nearly 250 questions in the space of like 7 hours. So I've been
Imagine how many we're going to go if you haven't been watching the cartoon this day.
We've got too many.
Yeah, okay.
So how are you going to narrow down to a few for each podcast?
Yeah, so I imagine more will still come in after today.
Have you typed them up, Dave?
Sure have.
Great.
I've got them in front of me here, so shall I just hit you with a few?
Yeah.
From Philip Little. Given the opportunity to go back in time and change one thing in music history, what would you do and why?
Ellis.
I would change the Stone Roses' situation, because they were unable to record for years because of a court case. So all of the momentum they built up after the first album came out, and then Fool's Gold, and then One Love. For about 18 months they were absolutely perfect, and they were effectively in exile. And then they all grew up, they all moved away from each other, because they had been a big gang. That was the strength of the band. And then they all had kids, and then they all got into different drugs, and they started annoying each other, and their moment had gone where, what's that thing Neil Tennant used to say, everybody's on the penal phase, they had the penal phase, and by the time they came back with the second coming in 1994, the world had turned, and it wasn't quite... They weren't able to capitalise on the amazing work they were doing in sort of 89-90, which is a shame. I've become obsessed with the Stone Roses again quite recently, and if you listen to even the B-sides that came from 89-90, you just think, God, if they put an album out in 1991 rather than 1994, things could have been so different.
I would have gone back to 1980 and told Frank Zappa to stop smoking.
Facts.
Yeah. I'm assuming his death, so he died of prostate cancer, of pancreatic cancer. I'm assuming it was smoking related, because he smoked so much. Or I would have got him to go for a cancer screening every 6 months for the last 10 years of his life.
Yeah.
I just don't want Frank Zappa to have died so young.
What a terrifying sort of quantum leap episode that was. Hello, please get screened for cancer, but trust me on this one.
I would love to have known what he would have been doing now, because I think, obviously there's lots of musicians you could try and stop dying young, but I think of all the musicians I'm a fan of, Frank Zappa would have gone on to do the most interesting stuff with the technology and the internet.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yes, but
his 70s, I reckon he'd have been absolutely brilliant.
Obviously, I don't want to wish anyone dead, but would we, Jimi Hendrix, and to an extent, well, lots of those musicians who died very young, weren't given the opportunity to ruin their reputation. So, can you imagine Jimi Hendrix in the 80s? Yeah. I'm not saying that I wouldn't want him alive. Obviously, I want everyone alive. Well, to an extent, obviously, you've got to control the population. But, yeah. Can you imagine, like, John Lennon doing a sort of a dance album in 1993?
Yeah.
So, given that I want everyone to be alive, apart from to control the population.
Relax, boss. We got it all under control.
Brilliant album.
Yes, but your opinion of Kurt Cobain is based slightly inherently to the fact that he died young.
Yeah. And he left a fantastic back catalogue that is effectively flawless. Yeah. Because he hadn't made his bad album yet, which most bands make.
Yeah. So, had Van Morrison died in 1975, he would be just an icon. He is an icon, but critically. Yeah. Whereas he's sort of since 1992, I would argue, since Enlightenment, has made quite a lot of crappy music.
Yeah.
So how young was Frank Zappa when he died?
He would have been 53, 54. Right. And he was recording like 3 albums a year. And the stuff he was doing just before he died was fascinating. I'd just love to know what he'd have done. Anyway, sorry, I'm sad now.
Good answers. It's fine. Great emotional rollercoaster for John. Angry and now sad.
Okay, would you rather have fingers as long as your legs or legs as long as your fingers?
Is that a Richard Herring question?
It's one of those, we got quite a few of this kind of quandary, would you rather.
That might be a Richard Herring emergency question. I don't want to tread on those toes, regardless of whether they're as long as legs.
Let's move on then.
This is the kind of podcast we'd make if we got sacked.
Yes.
A lot of people have asked us what would happen if you got... We used to get this question semi-regularly when we were on XFM and Radio X. What would happen if X sacked you? And it's this.
Okay, we got a buyer for this stuff. At least I think we do. Everything's encrypted, so I could be...
Okay, from Dave Hughes. If you were caught in a snowstorm and had to choose any service station on any motorway other than Gloucester and Teabag...
now it's talking.
To take shelter, and bearing in mind it could be for a prolonged period, which would it be and why?
Now, obviously, I've got some sentimental attachments. For example, Reading eastbound, Reading westbound.
Yeah, because I'm halfway.
Damn, it's tiny.
Yeah, but I'm halfway home.
But that's irrelevant if you get trapped.
So, yeah, no, I'm talking about sentimental attachments.
Oh, I see.
So as soon as I get to the job, I think we're rocking and rolling. But yes, it's not my snowbound destination of choice.
I don't think you can let your heart rule your head with this one. It's about practicality. Well, it's about what's there.
Well, in a sense, they're all... Obviously, you want an M&S. An Acosta, or I actually prefer Starbucks. Almonds coffee is better than Acosta's. Wrong. Well, it may well be the case for just a black coffee.
Starbucks and tea. It's just a tea bag and hot water. Everyone's so there.
So you want the advanced, the real sort of top of the range, non-Teabag Gloucester, you're looking at Oxford, which has got the Eastern Express, Beaconsfield, which is very near me, so I can probably walk home if it needs me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I could probably walk up to my sides.
What's the one that I went to? Fleet is surprisingly pretty. Fleet Services is surprisingly pretty. I'll say that again.
There's in Woodland. There's one on the way to Exeter on the M5. And there's one in the Midlands.
Why would you want to do that?
Because if I'm stuck because of heavy snowfall, I want to be like it's 1992. You want a bender in a glove?
Okay, I'm going to see, because Fleet Services, the last time I was there, which was about a year ago,
Pike Mill's quite big,
was having a refurb.
Okay.
So I want to see if the Fleet Services refurb is finished.
You can always edit this down, couldn't we?
Oh, you can always say.
Oh, do you know what I've noticed? Well, this was after your time, Dave. But on Radio X, on one of the final shows, I can't remember, we haven't discussed this already, I told John about his birthday present when I was 13.
Oh, you got it? Oh, brilliant!
Right.
Well, wait for the show and tell. So this is on the Wikipedia page. Fleet Services were well known for the quote fleet cheat, in which drivers took a back exit to the northbound side, which is meant for access by authorised vehicles only, from Pale Lane in order to avoid traffic queues from the motorway. Ooh. So I'm Scott Millsbridge.
They've named a bridge after
Oh, Fleet Service. The naming followed the campaign by the Scott Mills show's co-presenter Chris Stark to get things named after the one radio presenter. So temporary buildings.
not the exact quick access.
Rebuild services opened on 6th of September 2018. Includes Burger King, KFC, Pizza Express, Toast, Harry Ramsden's, WH Sonic Smith, and Little Waitrose.
Oh,
I have to say,
it's some shit again, you know.
I'm gonna go for it. Just because it's so written.
Okay, will it look
It's not got an M&S.
big problem? It's got a waitress instead.
Yeah,
I'll accept that. I'll accept a waitress.
Waitress has got better food selection. And let's face it, if we're snowed in at services, it's can. Great question.
Right. Yeah, we'll do a show and tell later as well, which we'll do with maybe 3 items out of things that you found in your house. Yeah, two now, right.
So, should we now do a little chat before asking more questions? Yeah, break up the questions.
Yeah.
What have you done? So, we're recording this on a Monday, so we haven't done much since we last saw each other. What did you do this weekend?
It was very hot on Saturday.
Too hot.
33 felt like 34 according to my phone.
Real feel.
Yeah, that's what it says. I must admit I struggled on Saturday, too hot. Sunday, went to the park and I watched a lot of Glastonbury coverage. Thoroughly enjoyed Billie Eilish, who I thought was super. Yes. Billie Eilish, since she's 17. Oh. Well, I'm stunned that she didn't have acting.
Right.
I mean, if I'd been performing for the main stage of Glastonbury at 17, I'd get university to tell my children.
Imagine doing Glastonbury and not being able to buy a pint when you come on.
Yeah,
I feel very strange to be part of that scene.
surely my goodness, this turns a blind eye, and she can have a cameo, Paul McCartney.
Let's get him shut down. So we got lots of friends at Glastonbury, and we were getting sort of lots of text updates to a WhatsApp group, and it was really split between the people who were super jealous and me, who found it traumatizing and absolutely nauseating, the idea of being trapped in 34 degrees.
It's the first one I fancied going to for about 20 years.
34 degrees.
Mishcom had a caravan, and it looked like
Oh.
now that is a complete game changer.
But then it gets very hot.
Yeah, but I think that's fair, but I think worse in a tent. Imagine waking up in a 2-man tent.
Imagine waking up anywhere in this house. Or your friend's house. Awful. I like being away from that.
It's the toilet scene I've got a big problem with. I went to Glastonbury in 2010, and I had a look at, the traditional Glastonbury toilets. Because I was performing, so I was able to use the toilet on the back of the stage I was on, which were better, not house standard, but better. But I had a look at the traditional Glastonbury toilets, and just thought, this is untenable. But with a caravan, warm weather, good bands,
It looked good.
it did look good, I thought.
I couldn't have less interest in going. I
Really?
honestly couldn't. I would hate it. I would hate every second of it.
Have you ever done it?
I've done Latitude.
Not the same.
Done Reading.
Not the same.
Done Leeds. Been to Reading. Been to Leeds. Just no. I
I
just
think Reading
hate
is
it.
rubbish, and I think Leeds is rubbish.
Well, we're
I like
all-
Latitude. We're all way too old for that festival. I think that's the problem. You can still go to Glastonbury, yeah, it's not for the like babysitting. When I went to Reading, everything seemed to be on fire up there.
Yeah, awful. And to be fair to me, all the people that set fire to everything in Reading when I went were wearing Man City tops.
Oh, they were.
They honestly were.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie. That was my
one
of my first vivid memories of Man City, apart from The Shining, which was quite common when you played to is the sort of sudden horde of northerners who set fire to Reading when I was there. I'm not saying you do it every year, just the area I was in just happened to be ablazed.
by the North. Do you know what kit it was? Kappa was it? It would have been 2000.
Oh, Kappa. Yeah, yes.
When
Man City were in the doldrums.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's when I was ball boy that season.
Oh,
Ooh, good times. Do you want another question or do you want to keep chatting?
Yeah, go on, let's give us a question. I'm just going to get my water bottle from my bag.
Do you know, the place that I was in on Saturday in Wales was 70 degrees. And I find it incredible that in the same country, in Britain, we also have somewhere that's 35. The difference in weather between London and West Wales blows my mind on a daily basis. Microclimate. Because all of my memories of growing up in Pembrokeshire and Carmarthen involve driving in the rain.
What were you doing in Wales then?
My sister's got a caravan in Anglesey.
oh, lovely.
Yeah, very nice.
A static caravan?
Static.
How much that cost?
Little decking around the edge.
Rented or bought?
Bought. On a lovely patch of grass in front, so it's sought after.
My approach to the static caravan remains the same. If it costs you 20 grand, which is cheap for a static caravan,
Yeah.
so let's say it costs 30 grand, you could have the next 30 years a really belting holiday every year for the price of a static caravan.
And I'm starting to see the benefits now. When you've got young children, they don't want to be going abroad every year, and they begin to make friends there. And
Hey,
Which is what our tour manager did. His family took him to Penllyn every year, and he made friends in the area. That's
Fair enough.
That's the Giles story.
Fair enough. Or don't get a caravan, don't go away, stay at home, 30 grand in your back pocket.
And if you miserable kids, if you've got a static caravan at your disposal, if you're ever on the run, ideal.
We did stay in one a lot when I was a kid at the Gower, friends of my mum's owned it, and to this day, the smell of blue chemical toilet liquid does make me feel quite nostalgic.
This is a Sammy Flow 33.
Yeah, but it does genuinely make me feel quite nostalgic. So we're going to, Dave and Ellis have prepared a little show and tell where Ellis had to pick 3 items from his house. So what's your first item?
First item.
Reaching up to a shelf. Oh, this is the picture of all of Ellis's favourite foods that he's eaten. So I'll start off. It's on a sort of 8-inch by 8-inch canvas sort of box, like you might get at a Snappy Snaps. But it's hand painted, so I'm going to see if I can decipher these. First off, we've got a boiled egg. Boiled egg.
Yeah.
Cutlery. Sausages. Cereal. Is that cereal? Top right. Yeah, cereal. Tomatoes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm guessing, what's that spinach? It's just a blob of deep. What's that? That's a toasted sandwich?
I don't know.
That's, what, a salad? A salad?
Yeah, I think that is a salad. Yeah.
More cutlery?
Yeah.
What's that?
This is a
picture. Is he painted Ellis in his favourite foods for his birthday? Right. So it's on about happy 30th I love you. Well, pose the question, there you go. 218 courgettes.
I think it might be courgettes or runner beans.
Are you a fan of runner beans? Are they your favourite foods?
I don't know.
You think that more, is that what, chops? Chicken?
Yeah.
Okay, toast?
Yeah, definitely toast.
Cake?
Yeah, oh, I like a cake.
Salt and pepper?
Yes.
Two of your favourite foods, salt and pepper. Sometimes Ellis will come in and when he hasn't had a chance to make his own lunch bites, we will just have a plate of salt and pepper. Was that a spider's web or some diarrhea?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti there with no sauce, just some plain homemade spaghetti. There's more salt and pepper, isn't there? There's another salt and pepper pot. Is that an orange?
Yeah.
Okay, raw mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. I think they're tears.
What's that? It looks like a bell made out of Maltesers.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, my Malteser bell, which I used to do all the time when I was 28, 29.
Fried egg. Flour?
Yeah.
It's just a bag of flour?
Yeah.
What's that?
That's fine, sure.
Is that chocolate? Bar of chocolate?
I hope so, yeah.
It would be nice to have something edible on this list. Another cutlery there. And a birthday cake, is that?
Yes.
So these are all about 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre little. We could probably tweet a photo of that, couldn't we?
We will.
Yeah. And, so there, a little canvas of Ellis's favourite food. Did she get you anything else?
I imagine she would have done, yeah.
30th, big 30th, big 30.
Yeah, there would have been something else. I can't remember what.
Good.
But, yeah, great. But to be honest, I like to encourage artwork.
Oh, of course you do.
Whether it's friends, family.
All acts of creation are of some value.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, put that on the wall.
What's item number 2?
I didn't think that this was weird until a couple of years ago. Now I'm surrounded by toys, I'm beginning to realise how strange it is. I'll show you my favourite toy.
This was your favourite toy when you were a kid? So it's a sort of like a pillow in the shape of a small girl?
It's
wearing bloomers?
It's a boy.
Is it?
It's a Victorian boy.
Yeah.
It's a cloth-covered Victorian boy holding onto his belt and looking askance.
Yeah. Maybe looking at a cake or something, or some salt and pepper, one of his favourite foods.
The tragedy of it, though, is that my parents thought I was a very sickly child.
Yeah.
Because I always had a runny nose. I was actually allergic to my favourite toys.
Is that why it's got sort of white stains on it? Just general parenting white stains. Could be anything. It could be sun cream. It could be vomit. Yeah. You just don't know.
You just don't know. But, people find this very curious. I've never seen another one.
So what did you do? Did you play with it? Did you just sort of cuddle it?
I used to hold it and cuddle it, talk to it. He's called Dewi, which is the Welsh name for our patron saint. So it's Dewi's son, St David in Welsh. So I was quite patriotic even back in 81, 82.
So why are there so many Davids in Wales if it's Dewi?
Because David is the English-speaking David, and Dewi is the Welsh-speaking Dewi.
So those are your 2 items. Picture of your favourite foods and your favourite salts.
Got you a present for next time you come for a drink in Crystal Palace.
Did you? It's a book coming off the brown section of the bookshelf. Norwood Pubs, Images of London. Oh, that's nice. Oh, what a lovely note in the start. So this is a note from your partner and your daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Look at all these pubs. You can think about what it would be like to be in them while you're changing nappies.
Oh, great.
Izzy and your daughter.
Okay, when was that?
Don't know.
I must admit, I'm kind of riffing this. So I didn't realise that Izzy had written inside it. That does change things somewhat.
Well, you hadn't seen that dedication.
What I had for my birthday in 2015 or whatever it would have been.
I guess it's so this is one of those images of pubs from the past, with sort of men in long sleeves outside, perched on big barrels, with shire horses
and flat caps.
But this is as much like an actual guide to pubs as a modern one would be, because you're never in them. So even if this was the present-day pubs of Norwood, they would be this unreachable, as if there were men with shire horses outside tapping kegs in the street. But still, good book.
Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Great, well done, Ellis.
Well done, Ellis. 3 items, and we'll take a little photo of those 3 items, and somehow using technology tweet them. Well, when we'll to announce the launch of the podcast when it lands.
The podcast, if you're listening to it, will know that it went out around 3 p.m. on Friday.
There's a framed picture of me aged 2, probably pinching my cheek, next to a framed picture of Izzy also pinching her cheek.
Oh, I like those little things.
Yeah, there's just strange symmetry.
The strange symmetry of love.
There's also
a framed picture of some pornography in there. A long nude woman in Ellis's parlour.
I got given that. Well, Izzy got given it by an actor who has emigrated to America, and I think he spent quite a lot of money on it, so he didn't want to sell it or put it in.
It's not original.
I've got no idea.
That's Gustav Klimt.
Oh yeah, well it can't be then.
That would be worth £28 million, and it would beg the question why you have the downstairs bathroom if you were to own it. How is it? I mean, it's a lovely print.
Yeah.
But it is erotic.
Do you know what? You stop noticing those things after a while. I think I probably noticed it was erotic when I put it up.
So my this weekend I went to my girlfriend's folks' place in the countryside and had a lovely weekend. But it was also the first meeting of my girlfriend's parents and my parents.
Big deal.
The Saturday was scorching hot, so I'm glad it was on the Sunday because that would have been too hot.
Yeah, of course. I like it hot.
Yeah,
but I don't like it this hot.
But my girlfriend's parents have lots of really cool paintings, like artwork and prints and stuff, but an awful lot of nudes.
Oh, what era?
From
like the mid-80s.
No,
society.
So I've FHM calendar.
All the way back from the sort of chubby sourpusses of the 16th century, right up to modern day stunners like Jet from Gladiators. Sort of there are more women's parts on their walls than in any other house I've been to, even though very beautiful, very tasteful, very wonderful.
But ultimately, it's a part of your face.
Yes, so I was thinking, it's hard to prepare your mum and your stepdad going, just FYI, there'll be quite a lot of parts.
Yeah. How are you with breasts?
Yeah.
Were you doing that thing that dads do where you were holding your jacket out wide?
walking past them. Well, luckily the sort of main part pictures are sort of in one room.
Okay,
so the
sex room.
So, no, but it was really, really nice. But it's always a slightly sort of we enjoyed it. It was wonderful, but you want to get beyond it quite quickly to when it sort of even though it was easy.
Okay,
great. But I had a lovely time.
That's good. That's good. Could you get them to hide their parts maybe for 24 hours? Just put some duvet covers over them or something. Towels, beach towels.
What would you do? I guess you would just sort of put
Tipex them in.
Yeah, to just Tipex in the parts. But all very tasteful parts.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I have to be honest, most of the pictures in my mum's house are of cats or Durham Cathedral.
Yeah. Or you.
Or me, or my relatives.
I would say probably 300 to 350 photos of you when I went to your mum's house.
Oh yeah,
she likes you. Really likes you. And also, John, through the ages, the pictures of me at my mum and dad's house end in about 1990, I've noticed. They weren't really up to... There probably is a graduation photo, I think. But I don't think there's many of me yet.
Well, my mum brought some photos to show my girlfriend and her folks.
Classic, was she doing a podcast?
No, but she sort of has it in her handbag. And it was John through the ages. So it was like there was one of me at about 6, one of me at about 10, one of me at maybe 14. So it really was from normal kid's hair to mullet to Mohican.
Yeah.
The 3 ages of John.
And what did your full-time parents think of these photos?
Oh, lovely. It's a lovely thing to have.
Great. So it went well.
Oh, it went very well.
8 out of 10?
Oh, 10 out of 10.
Oh,
yeah.
fantastic.
And it was during the England match, but...
So you were grumpy.
No, I kept caught up on it when I went home, so I saw the last 10 overs live.
Okay.
So, England, well done England, well done John Pedersen, well done Jason Rod, well done all the lads, well done Ben Stokes. When did your parents first meet your girlfriends?
I think it might have been at the Edinburgh Festival, in fact.
How long had you been together for?
Oh, relatively, probably less than a year.
Because there must be people whose parents meet for the first time at their wedding. Because it's quite logistically tricky if your parents, both sides, live in different parts of the country, and you two live in different houses. You're getting 4 sort of units together.
Yeah.
There must have been occasions where you go, oh, nice to meet you, and now the speeches.
Yeah, I think you usually try and circumnavigate that by doing it beforehand, unless it's a very, very quick engagement. Also, it depends on where you live.
But if your parents lived in Cornwall, and Izzy's parents lived in Aberdeen, quite, I mean, it's a holiday, essentially.
Yeah, that's true. Then it puts an awful lot of pressure on that meeting.
Meet halfway. You could meet at Tuesday, actually.
Yes, you could.
They do have rooms, I think.
Yeah.
And what a trip that would be.
When did your parents meet Hannah's parents, Dave?
Well, they're from the same village.
Oh.
So, in fact, my mum, when she used to play...
In fact, they're all from the same family.
No. When my mum used to play tennis as a child, she used to hit the ball by accident into Susan Lord's back garden.
Did she?
Little did she know, Susan Lords became Susan Gentry, the mother of my beautiful wife.
Great.
Small world.
Small world.
Small world.
Classic northern love story.
Yes, it really is.
I really love it when people introduce their wives as beautiful. Have you ever had this? Hi, John. This is Megan, my beautiful wife.
I think that's nice.
I think it's slightly weird.
I think it's
especially
nice.
if she's standing there. And this is my beautiful
But it's nice. It's much better to say that than here's the other half, here's the bloody missus.
Oh, yeah. And then the classic response, which is, oh, you're punching a bit, aren't you? You're punching above your weight.
I mean, it doesn't have to be either of those two things, does it?
No. What about?
This is Izzy. This is Hannah.
Yeah.
There are other names.
Yeah.
Hannah was my prom date at high school. Have I ever told you that?
No.
Yeah, when we were 15, I took her to...
You had a prom, did you?
Yeah.
Grow up in Connecticut?
No, we didn't, but yeah.
But you didn't go out straight away, did you?
Went out for a bit then.
Yeah, and stopped. You got your end away. Okay.
hey.
We just went our separate ways for a little bit. Life takes you in different directions.
Life takes you to Fararaki.
No, Zanti was mine. Yeah, then Cavos. Tenerife, I did. Reefer 99. Yes.
Oh, right. Before we finish, Dave, feel free to bleep what you tell me. I actually want to know about the leasing you've got.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
If you tell me the company, you can bleep it. What company do you lease from?
I think it's called...
Okay, hang on, let me write this down. Okay.
And it genuinely is a really good deal.
So do you have an option? Do you have an option to buy it back at the end of the lease?
I don't think so.
Because someone told me, Toby Jones,
The comedy promoter.
yeah, told me that if you take out a separate warranty during the lease,
You're listening to the Top Gear podcast here, hosted by BBC.
but that's actually sort of useful. That's more useful to know that than what happens if you drive a Jeep off a cliff into a big thing of jam. So there, folks, definitely some content there.
Yeah.
Are we sort of broadly happy with that?
Yeah, we'll chop that down to a tight 10.
Don't cut anything out of that. I enjoyed that. But it really is, I mean, we're not claiming this is anything more than three guys in a tiny little room.
It is weird. We used to get asked an awful lot, and it is weird to think that this is the podcast I would do if we got sacked from our employers.
It's nice, though.
Sitting in my dining room talking about Dave's leasing deal.
To have a kitchen, toilet on hand.
Yeah. Do we want to say where the next one's going to be? Or is that a lovely surprise for when it pops up?
Well, you can say, where is the next one going to be?
Grand Canyon. Right at the bottom.
The dry ski slope in Swindon.
Oh.
Is it a mine or is it in a pub?
Yours?
Okay.
Annoyingly early, like 11 a.m.
Is it?
I think we asked for that. I don't know why.
I think we did ask
Well,
for it.
because if we originally today was meant to be mine, we could make it, we could have been on the big lash.
Well, we'll say that for the pub. Episode 1 of these 3 bonuses is at Ella's house. Episode 2 is John's. Episode 3 is the pub.
It just remains for me to say thank you very much for downloading this hashtag content. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back next week from John's house, where I can get angry at having to go to Buckinghamshire. Thank you very much for saying goodbye.
Bye-bye.
You're listening to Ellis James and John Robbins on BBC Radio.